In an age when anti-Semitism is as high today as it was in the 1930s, the importance of remembrance has never been greater. The need for education on Nazi persecution and the Holocaust is vital. Why? Because the lack of knowledge increases intolerance. The lack of knowledge increases anti-Semitism and even Holocaust denial. In Jerusalem, in Israel, there is a Holocaust museum called Yad Vashem. And the word Yad Vashem literally means a monument and a name. Established in 1953, Yad Vashem is on the western slope of Mount Herzl in Jerusalem, and it is the second most visited Israeli tourist site after the Western Wall, with approximately 1 million visitors every year. It's dedicated to preserving the memory of the dead, honouring the Jewish people who tragically were murdered simply for being Jewish by their Nazi oppressors. Along with the Holocaust History Museum, there is a separate site of the Children's Memorial. And this unique memorial, hollowed out from an underground cavern, is a tribute to the 1.5 million Jewish children who were murdered during the Holocaust. And it was built with the generous donations of Abba and Edita Spiegel, whose son Uziel can be seen as you enter into this memorial place. He died in Auschwitz at the age of 2.5. As you walk along the narrow passage towards the door, with the typical Jerusalem stone on both sides of you, you can anticipate something different about this place as the haunting music hits you. Photographs of the children can be seen, and memorial candles, a customary Jewish tradition to remember the dead, are reflected in the dark and sombre space, creating the impression of millions of stars shining in the firmament. And the names of the children, their ages and countries of origin can be heard in the background. And the children's names are taken from pages of testimony in the Hall of Names. But it's as I was walking through this Hall of Names that something happened. As the names are being read out, the 7th name read out brought horror as I stood and listened.
William Whitman, 16 years old, Ukraine.
Why would this 7th name bring horror? Well, listen.
Bella Goldman, 10 years old, Belarus. Rachilia Stukalov, 8 years old, Belarus. Gena Stupnitsky, 9 years old, Ukraine. Dvora Zucker, 10 years old, Poland. Baruch Zucker, 6 years old, Poland. Baruch Zucker, 6 years old, Poland.
Did you hear it? Baruch Sokel, aged 6, Poland. Who was this Sokel? As I went in to the area where you can trace your family's name, there were so many Sokals, S-O-K-A-L, from Warsaw and various other parts of Poland. Were these some part of our family? But I'd learned that the actual name used to be spelt S-O-K-E-L. And as I'm going through the names, that wasn't there. Had I got it wrong? I even found a David Sokal from Poland. As I continued going through the list of names, suddenly it seemed to make an awful lot of sense, because the name changes from S-O-K-A-L to S-O-K-E-L. Suddenly I was seeing Golda Sokel, Maya Sokel, Natan Sokel, so many. And these were all murdered in the Holocaust. Was it just coincidence that I happened to walk in to the Yad Vashem at this time? You see, in Hebrew, the Jewish names are so important and they have so much meaning. But why was our name changed? Well, probably because we were trying to escape. The family's family was trying to escape the pogroms and the persecution. Like I said, in an age when anti-Semitism is as high today as it was in the 1930s, the importance of remembrance has never been greater. In the Hebrew Scriptures, the prophet Isaiah in chapter 40, verse 28, states, "Do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He will not grow tired or weary, and his understanding no one can fathom. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." And that's the interesting thing about the name Sokel. It originates from the Jewish name, meaning in Polish and in Russian, eagle. And of course, El means God. So they will soar on wings like the Sokel. They will run and not grow weary. No matter what, Am Israel Chai, the people of Israel live.